Hey, Michelle.
Hey,
Can we talk really quick?
yeah, what's up?
The other day, when you came to pick Aiden from mom's house, you kind of left in a hurry. I wasn't sure if you were mad at me because of our heated discussion earlier in that day, or that you had a long day at work and just wanted to go home. What's going on?
No, I wasn't mad at you. I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. I just had a really long day and wanted to go home and relax.
I figured that's what it was about. I'm glad we spoke and cleared the air.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, Michelle.
Hey,
What's wrong? You seem sad.
I really don't want to talk about it.
Well, I'm here to listen if you want to talk.
So I got rejected from the nursing program,
Uh huh.
and I don't know what to do. I can't decide what my next move is going to be. I didn't plan for this outcome. I don't know if I should give up now on my nursing career or try again. What do you think I should do?
I completely understand why you would feel like this could be a setback on your career, but you can't give up now. This is something you've worked so hard for. Even though things didn't work out like you initially planned, like you said, you can try again. Maybe reapply for the next semester and also consider reapplying to other programs. You are very smart, and I'm sure you'll get in.
Thanks for listening, Etta. That's a good idea. I guess my nursing career isn't over.
Brief background. So, my boyfriend got his first tattoo, which I didn't agree with. I believe that getting the tattoo was an unnecessary expense that could have been used for more important things, such as going to school or going towards the savings for his own place. He disagrees and believes that he was ready for the tattoo, and this has been something he's been always wanting. Position 1. I'm right, you're wrong. I believe it was an unnecessary expense to get the tattoo when the money could have been used towards him going back to school. You can get a tattoo anytime, but the opportunity you have to go to school without any inconvenience and with a lot of support might not always be there. Why not hold off on the tattoo and get on board with school? Also, he is currently staying with my parents and I, so when he enrolls in classes, he wouldn't have to work as much and be so concerned about the bills. Position 2. You're right, I'm wrong. My boyfriend is right to get the tattoo when it is his body and he can decide what to do with it. Also, getting the tattoo when he did provided him a good price on the tattoo. Even though he got the tattoo, it doesn't mean he has given up on school. He is also right in getting the tattoo done because this is something he's been wanting for a long time. Position 3. We're both right and we're both wrong. I'm right to put school as a priority above the tattoo because extending your education is always important. Also, I'm right in that my parents might feel taken for granted when is staying with us and haven't gotten into school yet, but he's spending his money on a tattoo. I'm wrong because who am I to tell him what to do with his body, in complete disregard to what he wants? He's right to get the tattoo. He is always working hard, and it's nice to see he does something for himself. Also, he has a good point when he got a beautiful piece done for a really good price. He is wrong in that by him getting his first tattoo, it can be perceived as inconsiderate towards me not to invite me for this important time and make my parents feel taken for granted. Position 4. The issue isn't as important as it seems. The issue may affect our relationship in that we both, one, stop talking to each other, or two, say some hurtful things that we may not mean but end up hurting each other's feelings. Above anything else, we shouldn't let 7 years of a relationship go down the drain over a tattoo. With more years to come, we might be faced with a bigger challenge as a couple, such as securing a home for our family. On the other hand, this is a big deal. How can I rely on my boyfriend if he doesn't have his priorities in order and cannot control his expenses? His careless expenses may become a real problem in the future when it comes to finances and trust. Position 5. There is truth in all four perspectives. After looking at the issue from all of the different perspectives, my boyfriend and I were able to discuss how we both felt and completely understand each other's point of view. We decided that I would trust in his judgment on his expenses and he will consider the situation at hand and all the persons that might be affected before making a final decision. Hey Michelle, I heard you wanted to speak with me. What's up?
Hi, Ella. Thanks for stopping in. I just wanted to address a concern that has been brought to my attention by your fellow coworkers.
Okay, what's the topic of concern?
Well, given that we don't have a written cell phone policy, it is expected that employees use their better judgment when expressing interest in their cell phones.
So, are you saying that I have not been using my better judgment when using my phone? What's going to happen to me now?
Nothing's going to happen to you. This is just a means of bringing the matter to your attention with expectations that you will handle your cell phone usage more appropriately.
I'm sorry that my cell phone usage has an effect on my work. What can I do to fix this?
Well, maybe when you're out front working around other employees and customers, don't use your cell phone. When you pull out your phone every time it alerts, it is perceived that your phone has your attention more than the customer's needs.
Yeah, you are right. I can see how my cell phone usage affects not only my work but the customers as well. I do appreciate that you have brought this to my attention and given me a warning. Is there anything else that I can work on?
No, aside from the cell phone usage, you're a really good employee. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. I will definitely do so. I don't think my boyfriend prioritizes well. When he doesn't acknowledge the importance of things over others, it puts him and myself in a spot that could have been avoided. For example, his car engine light came on and he placed the issue on the back burner for a while. The best time for both of us to discuss and work on this issue is when we are both off from work. His work schedule varies, so it will be difficult to plan a meetup ahead of time due to how often he is called at work. I think we can meet up on Monday at 1 p.m. at the park or the cafe. I chose a public place because talking at home provides the opportunity for us to be too comfortable to raise our voice, which wouldn't be effective. Recently, my boyfriend's car check engine light came on and he underestimated the issue. The reason I say this is because he proceeded to purchase body parts for his car that is working fine instead of dealing with the part of the vehicle that needs attention. That allows me to think that he doesn't know how to distinguish what holds more priority. This makes me feel like I can't rely on him. Now I begin to question his judgments. Also, his over expenses become an issue that he becomes hesitant to provide for the house. I would like for him to learn how to prioritize when it comes to his expenses. Now, my boyfriend reinstated, I do understand how you may feel like my additional expenses appear to be unnecessary when I have an ongoing issue with the engine area. I should have just updated you on the progress of the car. That way, you won't have any assumptions or misunderstandings. This way, you know I become anxious or overwhelmed. He continues to say, I didn't underestimate the issue with the vehicle. I had already set up arrangements to get it looked at. I started to think that you won't trust my judgment calls and want to control how I spend my money. I feel like you are belittling me and that gets me frustrated. Since I made arrangements to get the problem of the car taken care of, I decided to make purchases and enhance the exterior appearance of my car. I rather you ask me about my car rather than assuming I don't have it covered. I reinstated, I understand that you have been productive in handling the current issue with your car prior to making additional purchases. I do see how my anxiety may be perceived as belittlement towards you, which are not my intentions. You would rather we communicate more so that misunderstandings and assumptions are avoided. We both need to have faith and trust in one another's decision making skills and judgment calls, which would allow us to depend and rely on each other. A solution to this situation is to make time on mutual days off to catch up on things that happen during the week. Or, when faced with an issue that can possibly affect the both of us, communicate updates on the situation as promptly as possible. Or, trust in one another that the best decision will be executed, and if doubtful, share with each other to make a mutual decision. An advantage of the first solution is that meetups allow us to see more of each other and discuss more in a relaxed environment. A disadvantage is that waiting until days off to talk may give time for some information to be forgotten that should have been communicated. An advantage of the second solution is that more communication will reduce a lot of confusions and misunderstandings. A disadvantage is that communication can be time consuming. An advantage of the third solution is that it brings an ease to each other to know that both people are fully capable of making effective decisions. A disadvantage is that when faced with doubt, solutions may appear to favor more of the other person's ideas when providing advice about a topic to make a mutual decision. We both believe that the best solution is that when we're faced with an issue that can possibly affect the both of us, that it is best to communicate any updates on the situation as promptly as possible. We both plan to set a trial period of 2 weeks to a month, depending on the type of issue at hand, to handle this situation. This way, we allow the solution in time to be effective, and if it isn't, we can provide another solution in that time frame.